So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why I love my Elgato Stream Deck. I'm going to tell you, this is one of my favorite pieces of equipment here on my channel. I use this thing all the time. And welcome to the Content Creator Tool channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you could be notified when I post videos. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people think that this is just for streaming, but you could utilize this in your basic recording as well. So for example, one of the things that I do is that if I want to share my screen, I could just simply click here and now I'm going to be able to share my screen, which is fantastic, right? Really simple. I could do this. And I do a lot of teachings like this, right? Where I set up a scene just like this on Ecamm. And then with a simple shortcut here on my Stream Deck, I could do that. And as I'm speaking to you, I could come back here and actually come back to my camera, right? So I could do that very, very simple. I don't really have to do much. Usually I got to set up here to the side and it's already set up. Sometimes I don't even look down, right? So again, pretty simple to do that. And again, if you're not aware, a Stream Deck is just a system like this that allows you to create a lot of shortcuts. Now the software is free and depends what you're using. Maybe you're using OBS or Ecamm and things like that. You may have already plugins that you can set up here, right? So again, I use this all the time. I use it for streaming, for editing as well, for recording regular videos, and everything is gonna come out of this buttons right here. And you can see some of the scenes that I already have set up, which I essentially can click and it's going to work. So let me give you a couple other examples. So like I say, I just share my screen and you guys saw that. Another thing that I do is that I share my cell phone a lot. And check it out. I'll click here. Now my cell phone is here and I could show you some of my analytics. But if I want to bring my face into the picture as well, I could kind of come up here and show you me right there. Again, I'm doing all this by just simply clicking buttons in my string as I'm talking to you guys. So if I be streaming right now, I could bring myself very, very simple. You can see that right there, right? A different combination right there, right? So now I could teach you some things about the Studio app and things like that. But if I want to come back into Canvas and show you Canvas, I could click here and I could share that. So again, you guys see that very, very simple. I could click a button and that's about it. And I'm going to give you a closer look right here so you guys could check this out. But essentially you guys can see right here, this is actually my finish. So when I'm done recording, I just click here and it's going to end up my recording, right? So the same thing when I start recording, I could click there and I could start recording. The same thing with streaming, right? So you don't have to get your mouse and go wherever. You could just click right there and it's going to be able to essentially start streaming, start recording, and all that. Like I said, different kind of like settings in here, different scenes. And again, depends what kind of software you're using is how you're going to utilize this. I use Ecamm, but maybe you use something such as OBS or something like that. If you notice, I'm going to come up here. And if I click here, I do have different profiles. And if I click on this one right here, you see some of the profiles that I have for streaming. So this is going to be particular just for streaming. And in fact, here I could play some sounds. I could play multiple different sounds. I could share my camera, but also my camera with lower thirds, telling people to follow and things like that. You can see another couple of screens right here that are going to be for streaming in a different channel. So that's my starting soon. And thanks for watching and things like that. I could actually mute my microphone as well. I can bring videos into the pictures here as well. And again, you could see some of the profiles that I have in here. So essentially, I got a profile for streaming. I got a profile for recording. And if you click here, I got even a profile for some of the things that I want to do on Final Cut Pro. So you could utilize this for editing. Instead of going and click the Command V or whatever it is, you could click a button and it's going to get it done. Here in this main profile here, I got a couple things that I utilize like Amazon, you know, my YouTube channels. Here, right here is going to be where I do my thumbnail sometimes. You could even click on this right here, which is going to be to open the StreamYard software, which like I said, it is free. And again, I'm just going to give you a quick look right here so you guys can have an idea. This right here is a Stream Deck software that you can utilize. So like I say, I am running Ecamm and right here, you're going to have a couple plugins. I'm just going to do a quick search through here so you guys can definitely see this, right? So if I click in here, you can kind of see some of the stuff, some of the plugins. And like I said, depends on the software you're using. It depends what you're going to be utilizing right here, you know, Twitch Studio and all that. Like I say, I use Ecamm, so you could search through some of these things. All this thing is free, and again, you can see it right there. Some of the music as well, some of the sound effects, you can see this right here. And again, you could add up all that stuff into the Stream Deck, and then you could play it through the streams, right? So as you can see right here, let's say for example, if I want to click something, I could click right here, and I could go into my Ecamm, and then I could run a scene that I'm going to create here on Ecamm. And I could click right here and then I could pick some of this scenes that I already have created. Once I press that button, it's gonna show here on the screen. Again, I'm using Ecamm, but you can use it with OBS and other software as well. So I definitely love my Stream Deck. And by the way, it comes in 32. This is the big one. This is the extra large. It comes in 15 and in 6 as well. I like the big one. It's a little bit more pricey, but I tell you what, I love the fact that I got all these buttons. Even if I don't use some of the buttons, it gives me space to not press a button by mistake, right? So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna go into my recording right here, and obviously if I click here, I could end up my recording. But again, you know, it's just the flexibility that it has. A lot of times you're doing a stream and you want to increase the value. This is how you're gonna increase the value, because you know, instead of wasting time going like, well, what about this or what about that, you could just click a button and it works. And by the way, you could run cameras through this. You saw me running my cell phone through it, and again, it brings tons of capability into your recording and your stream. So if you want to step up your recording and you want to step up your streaming, the Stream Deck will help you out. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. We see you in the next one.